Okay, we're back. Hello. As usual, I'll let our guest introduce themselves first of all and just tell us something about where they are right now. So over to you.
Yeah, so thank you for your invitation. I'm Michela Cozza. I'm at Mälardalen University in Sweden, campus Vasteras. MDU, which is the abbreviation for Mälardalen University, is located in the Mälardalen region with two campuses, one in Eskilstuna and one in Västerås. And these two cities are both located by Lake Mälaren, which is the first largest freshwater lake in Sweden. And the lake drains into the Baltic Sea. So I wonder if you come from there.
Perfect. That might be the best description we've ever had of the location, I think. So thanks for that. And can you just tell us a little bit about what you do, the research you conduct?
Yeah, sure. I'm an associate professor at the Department of Organization and Management, which is part of the School of Business, Society and Engineering. And research-wise, I'm interested in the relationship between aging and technology. And my research work can be situated at the intersection of organizational studies, science and technology studies, feminist technoscience, and critical age studies. But I'm also interested in epistemology and methodology, and in particular in the contribution of posthumanism and feminist new materialism to discussions around knowledge-making practices.
Okay, so exciting stuff. Nina, over to you.
Yeah, it really just sounds super interesting. Very nice to meet you as well. I'm the resident pirate, as you can see. And I have a few more questions. So, I mean, it seems like you have worked quite a bit with practice theory after stalking your publications. But could you maybe tell us a bit more about where and how you first encountered practice theory?
Yeah, thanks for this question, because it allows me to go back when I was a PhD student at the University of Trento in Italy. My doctoral program was interdisciplinary and indeed named doctoral program in information systems and organization. And I was part of the research unit on communication, organizational learning, and aesthetics, founded by Silvia Gherardi and Antonio Stratti. And I'm collaborating still nowadays with them, but since 2003. So I graduated in sociology at that university. And I can say that practice theory was really in the air or in the water, depending on which metaphor you like the most. But since Trento is close to mountains, maybe it makes sense to say that it was in the air. And it was really, infused into some of the courses that I liked the most as a student and then as a PhD student. So my encounter with practice theory dates back then. And I can add that, in particular, Silvia Gherardi's work, along with Barbara Poggio's supervision and work, was crucial to develop my own approach to the study of practices of organizing, with a focus on learning as collective and social, affective, and not entirely cognitive. So with the member of RUCOLA, which is the abbreviation for the research unit, I also shared an interest in the relationship between linguistic, symbolic, material, and emotional aspects of organizing. And I'm still collaborating with some of them. I can also add that at that time, another key scholar of practice-based theory, Davide Niccolini, was also part of the group at that time. And it was really a vibrant environment because there were so many international visiting scholars hosted by the research unit. So all these encounters made a big difference in my personal experience and encounter with practice theory, but also I would say for my educational path and the following academic career. So within and beyond practice theory.
Very interesting. Yeah, I do feel like, especially in organization science and around that, which is also where I'm based, there's a lot going on, but maybe we can talk a bit later about the communities that you're involved with. But before that, could you maybe tell us what exactly was it that attracted you to practice theory?
So based on what I just said, it might seem that I was like a fish in the water, so not really aware of the the what it was going on around me. But actually, I would say that in fact, it was not obvious to stay with practice theory and keep working with that specific lens. So for me, it has been, and this is probably the reason for staying with the practice theorizing, it has been always important to question a certain rationalistic and procedural way of doing qualitative research. And I would say that I rather prefer a more relational epistemological position, and also to make room, especially recently, to methodological experimentations. And practice theory allowed and still allows me to do so, and also allows me to acknowledge the situatedness of organizing and what we call social material entanglement. So how the social, if there is anything that can be called social, and the material, technical, technological, how these two aspects are entangled. And doing practice theory provides me with these sets of analytical tools that is extremely rich, and enables me to embrace and explore organizational practices as a relational accomplishment.
Wow, very interesting. And you told us a little bit about the ideas that you're working with. You told us about technology and aging and the intersection, but could you maybe tell us a bit more about the main ideas that you're working with at the moment?
Yeah, right. So research-wise, I think that is since 2014 that I'm working on aging and technology. And at that time, when I started working on this specific theme, I was actually part of a computer science department. So working with engineers and designers that were working with specific type of technological infrastructures and technological devices for all people. And then moving to Sweden has provided me with the possibility of studying this connection between aging and technology more closely, because, as you might know, Sweden is one of the most digitalized countries in the world, where elderly care practices are highly digitalized. So in this regard, and by combining my interest in posthumanism and feminist new materialism, which is my present key lens, I would say, aging is a sort of entry point to investigate the role of technology as a more than human caregiver, to whom a large variety of caring practices are delegated nowadays. And I can add that in interrogating these practices or processes, I'm not suggesting any either or trajectory, so either human care or technological intervention, but it's rather a matter of asking ourselves as a researcher if we should reframe the concept of care and what digital competencies are needed when it comes to caregiver, for example, professional caregiver. What ethical questions should inform a digitalized care infrastructure, and what policies are also needed in this digitalized landscape, and also what moral boundaries, if any, must be preserved in order to not harm anybody and also to be sustainable.
Yeah, very fascinating and relevant research, I would say. And with that, I'll pass it over to Elizabeth.
Okay, so yeah, great to see you. As you can tell from my hat, I'm a kind of old lady anthropologist traveling on the boat as well. And I'm interested in tribes and kind of groups that you might be part of. So you've actually mentioned quite a few. You've mentioned some in Trento. You've also talked about feminism. So I'm kind of wondering, what tribe are you part of? How do you see yourself in tribe terms?
Oh, you're right. Many tribes and disciplines-wide, I think I'm a hybrid, and that's also something that I like very much. But here at Mälardalen University, I'm part of the New Organization and Management Practices Group, NOMP in short. But I have to say that the concept of practices in the name of the group is not exclusively rooted in practice theory. Because as we know, the word practice can be also very slippery and interpreted in many different ways, not necessarily with the framework of practice theory or practice-based theorizing. And indeed, in this specific tribe, in the NOMP tribe, we have discussed and decided to keep that word with a broad meaning, so in favor of a more kind of inclusive approach, so that everybody is welcome to contribute to research and management and organization without being theoretically and strictly rooted or inspired by practice theory. So this, I would say that this is one of the tribe. Then another tribe is a tribe of STS scholar that is still very young at the Mälardalen University, but growing. So I'm.
Okay, great. So the next question is a little bit following from the tribe. This is a network that we're sort of part of. So who would you like us to visit next? Because we not necessarily follow everybody up because we get a lot of suggestions, but we do occasionally make use of them. So where would you like us to go next?
Yeah, I would like you to navigate toward the south of Europe and have your next port call in Italy to invite Francesco Bonifacio. I don't know him personally, but I saw that he has also published on aging, although his major interest is in algorithms and datification, which is also a topic I wrote about in terms of datification of elderly care. So I would like to hear more about him and his research.
On practice theory. Yeah, great.
And how he's combined.
And how it fits. Yeah, no, that would be good. So before we go, we would really like a souvenir of our visit. Do you have something for us?
Of course. And she is with me.
Okay, that is fantastic.
So this is Pippi Långstocking, in Swedish Pippi Långstrump. And as you know, it was created by the author Astrid Lindgren. And as you know, pirates, as you certainly know, Pippi was the daughter of a buccaneer captain. So given also my interest in post-humanism and feminist technoscience, I can state that Pippi, or Astrid Lindgren, in a way took seriously also the invitation formulated by Adele Clark and Donna Haraway when they say to make kin and queer the concept of a human-centered family, because if you know, Pippi lives with a horse and a monkey. So the monkey is Mr. Nilsson, and the horse, who is not named in the novels, but in the movie is called Lilla Gubben in Swedish, or Little Old Man in English. So this is really, interesting, probably companion for you. And also someone described Pippi as a feminist, as an optimist, and a free thinker. So I like this description, and I want to share this message of freedom with you, and wish you good luck on your journey.
Thank you so much. Very, very good.
Awesome souvenir.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Excellent. Right, we should be on our way, shouldn't we? We need to get to Italy by the sounds of it. Warmer.
Yep, on we go.
Okay, adios.
Thank you. Bye.